In the world of Assassination Classroom, Koro-Sensei arrives as a vibrant enigma, an octopus-shaped alien with a penchant for humor and an unsettling mission to destroy the Earth. Yet, his presence in Class 3E is anything but random. Underneath his comedic veneer lies a profound drive rooted deeply in the wounds of his past. This is the core of Koro-Sensei, a character whose motives are best framed through the Enneagram Type 2, often called the Helper. But unlike the soft-spoken, nurturing stereotype, Koro-Sensei's expression of Type 2 energy is bold, chaotic, and fiercely protective. Koro-Sensei's core motivation is intertwined with the desire to be needed and irreplaceable, to nurture those who have been cast aside. This need doesn't arise from a simple quest for affection, but from a profound inner void echoing a history of failure and regret. He embodies the paradox of Type 2, the longing to heal others rooted in a failure to heal oneself. Here, his humor and speed are not merely physical abilities, but tools to disarm and engage, to turn the learning experience into something more than mere survival. Imagine a teacher who refuses to let despair be the dominant story. Koro-Sensei uses his Type 7 secondary energy to transform pain into a narrative of adventure and possibility. For him, teaching is not just imparting knowledge. It's about creating a space where students can rediscover their value. In integrating his shadow self, Koro-Sensei faces the world as a former assassin who has known the depths of power abused. His laughter is an attempt to divert from the heavy mantle of guilt, yet it is also a bridge to reach his students, a reminder that learning can be joyful and that mistakes are not the end of the story. The formative ecosystem that shaped Koro-Sensei is one marked by contrast. He once thrived in environments where power was king, where intelligence without empathy was celebrated. However, it's the transition from this world to the nurturing, albeit challenging, environment of Class 3E that highlights his transformation. This class, labeled as misfits by a hierarchical education system, becomes the fertile ground for his redemption. It's here Koro-Sensei can rewrite his narrative from destroyer to mentor, from feared to loved. Consider his relationship with Nagisa Shiota, a quiet observer in a world that values volume. Koro-Sensei doesn't push Nagisa to be something he's not. Instead, he teaches him that power can lie in silence, observation, and understanding. This mentorship is an act of recognition, where Koro-Sensei validates what the world dismisses. Similarly, with Karma Akabani, who constantly tests authority, Koro-Sensei offers not suppression, but direction. He sees the rebellion not as defiance, but as potential, channeling it into strength, tempered by insight. The philosophical clash with Principal Asano is a central tension. Asano believes in using fear and ranking to push students, a stark contrast to Koro-Sensei's belief in dignity and self-worth. Here we see the true nature of Koro-Sensei's protective Type 8 energy, standing firm against humiliation and advocating for a system where students are not just pressured for results, but supported to grow. As the narrative unfolds, the man beneath the mask is revealed, a being haunted by the realization that unchecked power can mutilate lives. The audience is invited to witness his journey from a feared figure to a nurturing force, driven by a critical question. What does one do when they acknowledge their past errors? Koro-Sensei's teaching methods, seemingly chaotic, are deliberate acts of healing, intended to build resilience and confidence. His legacy is not one of dependency, but empowerment. In his shadow state, Koro-Sensei might believe he must save everyone, always stepping in to fix what's broken. However, his growth manifests when he learns to equip others to save themselves. This journey from overfunctioning to teaching competence is his path to redemption. By becoming a catalyst for independence, Koro-Sensei transforms not only his students, but himself, integrating grief and accountability into his teaching. Some people change your life because they praise you. Others change your life because they see the part of you that you were taught to hide. Koro-Sensei does both, but he never lets his students stay dependent on his belief in them. He makes them learn to believe in themselves. These words echo the challenge to all of us. Can we become catalysts in our own lives and those of others? Can we see beyond behavior to the wounds beneath and offer a path out of despair and into strength? As Koro-Sensei shows us, the journey is not just about the lessons we teach, but the scars we heal. What if we could all learn to see the unrecognized potential in others and ourselves? By guiding his students through the crucible of self-discovery, Koro-Sensei exemplifies the mentor archetype, but more than that, he embodies the shapeshifter. His form and methods are fluid, ever adapting to meet the needs of each individual student. This fluidity speaks to his own Enneagram Type 8 dynamic, the constant tension between control and vulnerability. While his outward appearance is formidable and seemingly invincible, the true power lies in his willingness to expose his own vulnerabilities as a teaching tool. This act of courage models a crucial lesson. True strength is not the absence of fear, but the embrace of it. In one poignant instance, Koro-Sensei's confrontation with his past as an assassin demonstrates the internal struggle of reconciling his former identity with his current aspirations as a mentor. This duality resonates with the trickster archetype, whose role is to challenge norms and reveal hidden truths. His past as an instrument of destruction clashes with his present commitment to nurture, creating an internal dialogue that mirrors the universal human conflict between one's past mistakes and the desire for redemption. The scene where Koro-Sensei helps Nagisa, a particularly quiet student, find his voice and assert his hidden leadership potential, is a masterclass in shadow integration. Nagisa, who mirrors Koro-Sensei's own suppressed potential, represents the parts of ourselves we often overlook or undervalue until someone else sees them in us. Koro-Sensei's teaching is not merely about transferring knowledge. It is an invitation for each student to confront their own shadow, to dive into the depths of their psyche, and emerge with newfound self-awareness and confidence. Throughout the series, the ecosystem of Class 3E becomes a microcosm for the larger societal structures. The students, each with their own Enneagram types and personal narratives, represent a spectrum of human experience. Through Koro-Sensei's influence, this group transforms from a collection of individuals into a cohesive community. The interplay between Koro-Sensei and Principal Asano is a dramatic personification of contrasting pedagogical philosophies, one rooted in fear and hierarchy, the other in empowerment and growth. As Koro-Sensei navigates this ideological battleground, he encounters moments of deep introspection. His reflections on mortality, especially as his potential demise looms, strip away the protective layers that Type 8S often construct. This vulnerability reveals his deepest fear, that his efforts might ultimately fail, leaving his students unprepared for the harsh realities of the world. Yet it is precisely this fear that drives him to pour every ounce of his essence into their development. The narrative tension peaks in scenes where Koro-Sensei faces his own mortality. These moments force him to confront the impermanence of life and the enduring impact of his actions. It brings forth the sage archetype as he imparts wisdom that transcends traditional classroom lessons. He teaches his students to view failures as opportunities for growth, to embrace change, and to cultivate resilience. Koro-Sensei's journey is a profound commentary on the process of individuation, the integration of all aspects of the self into a cohesive whole. His transformation from an instrument of chaos to a beacon of hope mirrors the potential within each of us to transcend our circumstances and reshape our destiny. It is a testament to the human capacity for change, highlighting that true fulfillment is found not in escaping our shadows, but in embracing them and allowing them to inform our journey. In the final analysis, Koro-Sensei's legacy is a living testament to the power of empathy, understanding, and the relentless pursuit of truth. His story challenges us to look beyond the facade of the individuals around us, to engage with the complexities of their inner worlds, and to honor the potential for transformation. In this way, Koro-Sensei becomes more than a character. He becomes a mirror reflecting our own potential for growth and the profound impact we can have on the lives of others.